6 River Valley football teams are thankful to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day. I'm Leland Barclay, and this is a River Valley Sports Report where we highlight River Valley schools, coaches, and athletes.
You're watching the River Valley Report.
Well, it began in January in the weight room and went into May in sanctioned practices, and then into June at team camps and July for speed and conditioning drills, and then finally into official fall camp in August, has now resulted in Thanksgiving Day practices for Greenwood, Ozark, Mansfield, Boonville, and on the Oklahoma side, Poteau and Sallisaw Central. In Class 6A, Greenwood defeated Mountain Home 56-14 in the rematch of 6A West teams. In Class 4A, Ozark defeated Lincoln in another rematch 49-14. In Class 3A, Boonville downed Osceola 52-20, and Mansfield went on the road and won at Hoxie 14-13. On the Oklahoma side, Poteau defeated Newcastle 28-18, and Sallisaw Central defeated Pawnee 36-34 in double overtime. Southside, Charleston, and Van Buren were close on Friday night, but lost close games with the Mavericks losing at Fayetteville 30-24, Charleston losing at home to Bismarck 35-27, and Van Buren falling at Little Rock Christian 52-28. On Friday night, Southside trailed at Fayetteville 30-10, but then scored 2 touchdowns in a matter of 21 seconds, made a defensive stand, and then had one final chance before a turnover in the final 2 minutes ended their season. At Charleston, Eli Huck threw 2 touchdown passes in the first half for a 14-7 lead, and then Reese Marichka scored twice on touchdown runs in the third quarter to stake the Tigers to a 27-7 lead midway of the third quarter before Bismarck rallied to take a 35-27 lead late.
Get in. Forward pass to 0. Boom! Oh, that's a nice highlight. Reese Barista, 15-yard crowd, touchdown!
Charleston still had one more opportunity and drove to Bismarck's 4 before they were turned away on 4th down with 37 seconds remaining. Van Buren went on the road to Little Rock Christian and fell 52-28 in another rematch in Class 6A, but had 81 offensive plays for 443 yards and 27 first downs before falling and ending a successful season. That means Class 7A, 6A, 5A, and 2A are down to the Final 4 and the semifinals on Friday night. In Class 7A, it's the top seeds. Conway traveling to Fayetteville, and Bentonville traveling to Bryant. In Class 6A, it's the 2 conference champions remaining, along with a runner-up, and then third place, Pulaski Academy out of the 6A West. Little Rock Christian travels to Benton, and Greenwood hosts Pulaski Academy in another rematch of a 6A West game earlier won by Greenwood. In Class 5A, Camden Fairview travels to Parkview, and Shiloh Christian travels to Pine Bluff. In what has been a competitive Class 2A, Carlisle travels to East Poinsett County, and Bigelow is at home against Mark Tree. Class 4A and 3A is down to the quarterfinals and the final 8 teams remaining. In Class 4A, Arkadelphia hosts Rivercrest, Warren hosts Ozark, Central Arkansas Christian hosts Elkins, and Ashdown travels to Harding Academy. In Class 3A, Boonville travels to Camden Harmony Grove, Junction City travels to Glen Rose, Mansfield travels to Salem, and Prescott hosts Bismarck. That brings us to our weekly segment, Gimme 5. These are the top 5 performances of the past week in the River Valley. Number 1, as usual, we start with the Player of the Week, junior quarterback Kobe Wilbanks of Ozark. He led the Hillbillies to a 49-14 win over Lincoln, rushing for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns. On defense, he had 7 tackles and 2 interceptions. And on special teams, he returned a punt 45 yards for a touchdown. Now the Hillbillies travel to Warren in the quarterfinals of the Class 4A playoffs. Number 2, Greenwood won the rematch over Mountain Home 56-14 on Friday night behind senior running back Braden Davis, who had 18 carries for 184 yards and 4 touchdowns, to lead a balanced Bulldogs offense that racked up 537 yards on Friday night. Greenwood now hosts Pulaski Academy in the semifinals on Friday night. Number 3, the Mansfield Tigers won a thriller at Hoxie on Friday night, 14-13. Mansfield tied the game late in the first half, 7-7, on a 36-yard touchdown reception by Daniel Burton from Peyton Martin to convert a 4th and 13. Mansfield took a 14-7 lead midway of the third quarter before Hoxie answered with a touchdown run of its own. But Turner Wright blocked the extra point to leave Mansfield with a 14-13 lead. Mansfield drove into Hoxie territory midway of the fourth quarter before turning the ball over on downs with 4:28 left. Hoxie drove to the Mansfield 1 on third down, and Mansfield defense stuffed a quarterback sneak for no gain, and then on fourth down recovered a fumbled snap to preserve the win.
For your season. Ball! He lost the football! He lost the football! Mansfield's gonna win the game! Mansfield's gonna win the game! Mansfield's gonna win the game! Oh my goodness! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! And it is just pandemonium on the Mansfield sideline.
I talked to Mansfield head coach Whit Overton about the win on Friday night, and also to Turner Wright, a defensive lineman, and also who blocked the extra point, and Peyton Martin, who threw the touchdown pass, a receiver on a trick play, and then also senior running back Tyler Turnipseed, who's had a fantastic season for the Tigers.
I'm just super proud for the community and the kids. This town's about hard work, and we wanted to bring that same kind of spirit to this football program, and they've been getting after it since July when I got here, and it's really awesome to see the things that you preach about and you talk about every day really come to pass. And just kudos to those kids. I mean, every one of them that's out there played their tail off, and a lot of heart, a lot of effort Friday night.
Oh, what were you thinking kind of when you finally saw the ball on the ground after and your team had completed that goal line stand? What was kind of your thoughts?
Well, just elation. I mean, kind of lost a little bit of control there. Still had another play. We had to get a knee down. But just so happy for those kids, man, because their hard work and dedication is really what made it happen. I'm just kind of a figurehead. Sometimes I just trust them kids that they'll get it done, and they played really great.
That third down stop, it was pressure packed. I was in a 1 right there on the ball. It was a big moment. We knew that we had to get a stop, and we had to give everything we got on that last play.
So on the fourth down play, did you see the ball? Was it a fumble snap? What did you see on that play?
On that play, I mean, I was just right there. All I really saw was him snap the ball, and I was just hitting people, driving them back as far as I could, doing what I could.
And then the extra point. That may have been the biggest extra point block in school history. Kind of, what did you see on that play? Did you think you'd be able to get to it?
I wasn't 100% sure. I just knew I was going to fire. I hit my man. I hit him hard enough. He fell straight on his back, and I was right there in front of him, and I don't think he could kick a ball through me.
Take me through the trick play. How was it set up? How long have you guys had that in, and how much have you worked on it?
Well, we put it in during Hackett week. We were starting to prepare for that, and we thought we'd call a play named Hornet because we figured a backwards pass, they think it's not interception, but they think it's a fumble. And going into that, we really thought that they would fall for it, which they did. And it wasn't going very well in practice, but when you come to a team like Hoxie and their defensive powerhouse, and that's what we got to bring out to tie the game up, really. And it worked well for us, and it's taken a lot of practice to do that, and it wasn't easy for sure.
Of course, you played quarterback in junior high. How excited were you when that play was called?
It wasn't. I think it was more of nervous, but it was really exciting after the play had happened. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking for sure because of practice, and then being in a game was very nerve-wracking.
Did you know that Daniel Burton was that wide open?
No, honestly, I looked up, I threw it, and I looked to my left, and I got like 3 guys right in my face, and I was like hoping he caught it, which I had no idea if he caught it or not until I looked, and everyone's screaming and yelling.
It's really good because Mansfield doesn't do this a lot, and so it's just, I'm thankful to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day.
And also, what about the game on Friday night? You know, I guess it was as, tough like you thought it'd be.
Oh yeah, it was a really tough game. We battled all 4 quarters and came out with the victory. Oxy's a really good team, and it was a good game.
How have you adjusted, being a running back, adjusted to the new offense this year?
Coach Overton, he's been pushing us, leading us, and we've just been learning every day and just getting better as time goes.
Number 4, the Boonville Bearcats defeated Osceola 52-20 on Friday night. Junior quarterback Jay Schwartzman was 3 of 4 for 125 yards and 3 touchdowns, all to Dakota Matson, who caught the touchdown passes of 50, 24, and 51 yards, all in the first half. In addition, Dax Goff ran for 197 yards and went over the 2,000-yard mark for the 2nd year in a row. Boonville now travels to Camden Harmony Grove on Friday night. Number 5, the Poto Pirates, number 2 in Class 4A in Oklahoma, remained undefeated at 12-0 with a 28-18 win over Newcastle. Senior running back Jackson Summers rushed 11 times for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Dax Collins reeled off a 55-yard touchdown run, in addition to intercepting a pass late to preserve the lead. Their season continues on Friday night at Catoosa, a neutral site game against Blanchard. There's still time to pick up the Sunday River Valley Democrat-Gazette. This past week, we had a big story about Fort Smith's new baseball league, also recaps about Southside's loss at Fayetteville, Greenwood's win over Mountain Home, and then Charleston's loss to Bismarck. We also had 2 player profiles and a high school basketball notebook by Kevin Taylor. You can pick up the River Valley Democrat-Gazette all across western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma at Casey's, Harps, Come and Go, Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, and also Walmart. You can subscribe online at rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/subscribe or by calling our customer service line at 479-684-5509. Be sure to follow the River Valley Democrat Twitter account as well as mine, Walter Woody's, and Harold McIlvain's for updates on Friday nights. You can view and purchase photos from our award-winning photographers at rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/photo. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to leave you with photos from Greenwood on Friday night by Caleb Grieger. God bless you, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.